Hey guys, Romie here. So of course, please like, comment, subscribe. This is The Haves and Have-Nots, Season 5, Episode 15, A Woman Under the Stairs. That one is Veronica, or as, Lynette from Random TV says, Demonica. Now, I have a new name for her. It's a variation. Not for Lynette, but for Veronica. I'm gonna call her Demonica. No, let me stop. Let me stop. I'm going too far. I know. Anyway, it starts off with her going under the stairs, seeing Justin like, hey, so officer, what you doing with that person, i.e. my son? How do you know him? Oh, well, we just know each other. Well, you're an officer. Where'd you meet? In the gym. Well, what were you talking about? It was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Why are you giving me all these questions? Well, I just need to make sure that you were good under pressure to come up with a lie or do what you need to do if you need to take the stand. Take the stand for what? Well, you're co-conspiring with a potential murderer. So I don't understand why you're really talking to him. But then I did a nice little eavesdropping, and I think that it's time for people to know the truth about you. What do you mean? That you have this unnatural affection for my son. So here's how this goes. This is how this goes. You go and you leave him alone, or else I'll out you. I'll out you for your unnatural, abominationist type of ways and feelings. He said, excuse me? Me? Well, I know that you have a court case. How do you know that? Because my wife. My wife is a lawyer on your court case. I can go say some sweet nothings into her ear and get you a little shook for your court case. Oh, so now you're trying to tamper with the court case? Well, you're trying to play some cards, Miss Lawyer? I can play my wife, who is the judge. You go ahead and do that. You go ahead and do that, see what happens. So what's going to happen? Well, it's this little thing of, I get to go run back to your wife and tell her that, oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You can't be trying this case. Why can't I? Because your husband is sleeping with my son. Wouldn't that be wonderful if I went and said that? Ooh, you mad now? Oh, okay. You mad? That got you mad. I see you're the type that likes to be in control. Likes to be in control, isn't it? Well, guess how this works. Back off. And he did. Justin backed off, said, I'm going to continue to do whatever I want, get myself ready for court tomorrow, and you decide how you want to proceed. Because you have to stay away from my son, or I'm going to force my hand, and you really don't want that to happen. The reason why I surmised all of that in like 2.5 minutes is because this episode was slow for no reason until I figured out why. Tyler Perry has a new deal with Viacom, so he's going to be leaving OWN and going to Viacom, which means that he's probably trying to wrap up the Have and the Have-Nots and trying to stall for the last 2 seasons or so. Again, there's no confirmation on that. That's just my feelings on why this scene was 15 minutes. And for what, I'm sorry, it wasn't really 15 minutes. When you take out the commercials, it was maybe 7 minutes, but it'll stretch out to be almost 15 minutes. I said no. So now Jeffrey finally sees his father, but before he gets to really say anything to his father, David, oh, here comes Jim. Where's Wyatt? Where do you know where Wyatt is? Yes. Where's Wyatt? Where's Wyatt? Tell me where Wyatt is. Excuse me. How are you gonna go and pee with me seeing my son? What's wrong? What you do? And Jeffrey, in this moment, Jeffrey gets on my nerves every other episode, but I was here with him on this moment because he stood firm. Jim was barking, bark, because it's a dog, so he was barking, bark, woof, 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 and then it went from woof, woof to a to it. Okay, Jeffrey, I'm sorry. Okay, I love my son. I just want to see him. He's going through recovery right now. Recovery of what? I'm thinking, what? No. Because Jim was in such disbelief, Jeffrey said, yeah, he voluntarily got himself help. He called because he wanted to get sober. And I was with Jim, where I looked at this like, you sure? And when Jeffrey went further, he said, yeah, he called them. The reason why he's in the hospital is because he tried to detox on his own and it didn't work. I'm thinking that's cute. That really is cute. But I'm not stupid. Why is no one saying the fact that he couldn't get more drugs. He wanted more drugs. He couldn't get more drugs. So the last ditch effort was to call the place to see if they could help him get rid of this pain, get rid of this feeling. He's not really 100% ready to detox. He just wanted to get help. So, and Jeffrey kept saying, well, if you want to get better, if you want to see me again, if you want to be friends again, you need to call them. So that's what he did. So I'll give him half a point for that. Only half a point. Jim calmed down. Jim said, I'm his father. I love him. I just want to see my baby. And Jeffrey finally caved in. He actually gave him a hug and a kiss and everything because he was like, I know you love my son. I know you're trying to protect him. There's no problem. I just want to see him. I haven't seen him. And things are just so crazy right now. So that's when Jeffrey gave up the room number. And at that point, I was fine with it because Jim, with his tail between his legs, is so much better to deal with. So much better. Here comes David like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Are you okay? Okay. Is Melissa okay? No, she's not. Lord, was it your mother? It was mainly her and some other things. But the thing that took Melissa over the edge was the fact that her father died. Oh my God, that's terrible. Yeah, it is. Yeah, because I knew him. So now, season 5, episode 15. Now we find out that David knows him. So then how did you not know his daughter's last name? Now I will give him this. Maybe David was so thrown off by everything that he didn't really check in to, the details on everything with Melissa and exactly who she was. So maybe I'll give him that. I'll give him back. I'll back off for now. But Veronica really took a friend or a frenemy's daughter, said, I know your financial situation. I'm going to go and give you this money to take care of your father. You need to go and get yourself impregnated by my son, and you're also going to get married to him. Veronica is trash. Veronica is such trash. This just makes it worse. So much trash. So we get from that to now he said, well, the reason why I'm here is because I heard a rumor. A rumor about what? That you killed Quincy? It's like, oh, Dad, it's not that easy. Now, while this is happening, nurses and doctors keep coming back and forth, so they keep having to shuffle and keep their voices down. But Jeffrey gets it out that yes, it's true. What happened was he came to Candace's house. Quincy was whooping her butt, and because of that, he freaked out, got a vase, and I said, that's my favorite phrase to use on here. I don't even say that in regular everyday life. That's my crutch word, so I need to stop doing that. I thought to myself, Jeffrey said vase. This rich bougie, and I'm not mad at it because I want to be on that level where I say that's a vase, yes, the boudet and the boudoir, and I want to be on that level. I absolutely do, and one day it will happen. You have to speak into existence, people. You have to speak into existence. Now, he took it, hit Quincy, he took a knife, stabbed Quincy, and we're going to act like Quincy died then because that's what Jeffrey's thinking. We know different. I know a lot of people are like, what are you talking about? Remember, Quincy woke back up and shook Candace. He was on the verge of death, but he wasn't dead yet. Just always remember that. And it wasn't Jeffrey who buried him or anything. It was Benny. So that's why Benny's involved in all of this. We go from there to, wait a minute, why didn't you go and tell me? Well, Mom was there and she found out. I mean, she has her ways, so she found out. That's the only reason why. It's like, I could protect you, right? Like, what's wrong with you? Is there anyone else who would know? Well, Candace's brother. But aside from that, okay. Any more loose ends? Like, why is the body in the thing? Well, it's because of the neighbor, and there was also the situation of her house got taken in foreclosure by the bank, so the bank owns it, so it can't be used as evidence. I said, I almost forgot that happened. I did a little two-step and a little jig. That is going to be interesting. Now, I want to see that court case. That will be well done. That will be a great episode. But then again, Candace, with what happens to her a little bit later on, Jim finds Wyatt's room. He gets there, and Hannah's there. And it's like, oh, hey, who's you? Oh, Jim. Oh, well, you can't be here because your son, he's not doing too well. He's not doing too well. Who am I? This sounds so wrong. He's sleeping right now. We just calmed down. He just calmed down. Well, I need to see my son. Don't you understand? Now, Jen didn't want to even shake her hand because, Wyatt has had prostitutes and you name it around him. So both Jim and Catherine don't trust these beautiful women around their son. But she says, I was with the rehab place. I was this and that. And that's when Jim realized, oh, okay, he let his guard down. And she said, no, you really can't be here. And it's like, well, I just want to talk to him. I don't want to wake him up or anything. But what if he wakes up and sees you and freaks out? I promise it'll just be for a second. So she gave him a second because she has a heart. And Jim, again, out of character, this is where he shows he does love something, and it's his children. It's his children. You know he loves them some, Amanda. And he kisses Wyatt on the forehead. He takes his handkerchief, wipes the sweat away from Wyatt's brow. And he's just like, I love you. I'll support you. I'm going to be here for you. So he goes and talks to Anna. And I'm thinking he's so distraught that he can't see this beautiful woman in front of him. Because Jim will climb over anything that has a badge and some boobs and some long hair and some form of a complexion. That's all it takes for Jim. And the shape, oh, Jesus. He gets her number. There. That's when the wheels start to turn. And I thought to myself, here we go. I understand he wants to be in solid communication with her to see if everything goes well. And he told her, you need to watch out. You need to watch out whoever comes around him because this boy knows how to sneak drugs better than no one else. So that was nice to see Jim be human for an episode. And only for an episode. Now, Catherine, it's only been an hour, so that I guess that sleeping pill didn't. Hannah has so much on her mind that sleeping pill wasn't strong enough. Hannah's awake, but she looks well rested. She looks like she has something on her mind, but she looks 100 times better. She looks like she had an actual shower. She went and did her hair. I looked at her like, now Hannah, how do you look better in this moment than you've looked in the past couple of seasons? This is a problem. She just has so much on her mind. She can't afford to give her baby a funeral. And Catherine says, I'm your real friend. Remember, Hannah helped Catherine through chemo for cancer. Hannah kept that secret. Hannah had Quincy Jr. over there, so Catherine got attached to the child as well. So, of course, aside from being Hannah's friend, she's going to do whatever for her friend. And she said, don't worry about it. I got you. She can't even afford a casket. I have it. All of it. Oh, well, what about Benny? So she wants to go and talk to Benny. And when she goes and calls Benny, guess who picks up? Mitch. Because Benny got arrested. So thankfully they were smart enough to have the phone on Mitch, and Mitch said, "Oh no, Benny's out doing a couple of things." Hannah's so just so out of it, she doesn't even think about, well, what is he doing? So like, oh, okay. So he said, "Yes, Miss Young, I'll go and tell Benny and to give you a call." Okay, thank you. He's there at the hotel room trying to look for the video games. I said, "Oh my God." Hannah's just so over it. I'm glad, though, that she let Catherine help her out with the finances. And it's just the fact this child's life was taken away, and it wasn't his fault. It wasn't Hannah's fault. It wasn't even Benny's fault. It was because of the mother. Candace doesn't even know her child is... Oh! Candace doesn't even know her child is dead. Do you know how stupid... Anyway, I said I wasn't yell. I said I wouldn't yell. I said I wouldn't yell. So then we have her continue on, and she's just like, I don't want to eat. Catherine's like, for the stuff that I gave you, you need to eat something. You need to eat something. I'll make you something. You'll cook. With what? What do you mean? There's a stove here. Here's a pan. She didn't even know how to turn on the... Oh, Jesus. She did not even know how to turn on the... Oh. Stove. Wow. But I'm glad Catherine's there to help her. Catherine's going to talk to Benny. I'm thinking Catherine's going to help Benny get out, or at least, play distraction and make sure that Hannah doesn't really realize what's going on. The next scene has to do with Candace. Candace, she looks nice. She looks like she's ready to go somewhere. I don't know where, but she looks like she's ready to go. And Here comes, she hears some noise, and it's just like, oh, these cute little kids. The kids are playing around in the hotel room, Charles' kids, and what was it? Jax is the son, and what was it? Sula is the daughter, and it was just so nice. Jax said how pretty Candace is. I said, yeah, pretty and conniving, and Zula was just saying, oh yeah, we go to school, we good, we happy. Oh, and then her dad comes over like, okay, get ready. Oh no, do we have to? I mean, it's not even school. I want to go regular school. We're going on a bus. We're going on a bus. Because remember, they can't go to regular school. Oh, poor babies. So they said goodbye, and that was just cute. They were really cute. The little girl had a strong projecting voice. A strong projecting voice. I said, wow, she's gonna be doing some stuff in entertainment for the foreseeable future. I see it. I already see it. He invites Candace in, and I already knew, oh God, Candace, run. Run. Candace is trying to figure out, why are you so comfortable around me? Why are you acting like nothing ever happened? He said, look, I have to remain composed, make sure that my demeanor doesn't come off a certain way. And I looked at that and said, Candace, you better run. You better run, Candace. You better run. Run. Don't. I knew it. I knew something was. Something in my heart of hearts said, no, Candace, go. Something's not right. So she invites him over to his side, and Jesus, bless me. And she tells him to close the door. He closes the door. Oh, you learn fast. Well, yeah, I have to learn fast. And they essentially get down to having sex because she was saying, well, you know, sometimes her sexual escapades are memorable, others aren't. But he seems good at what he does, and he's like, you have to stay cool under pressure. And he's the type where he's always boiling, but it's not the surface, it's underneath, so you don't see it, but it's almost there. It's almost there. By the time you see it, it's too late. It's hot. I was like, this is a trap. It's a trap. She tells him to take off his clothes. They commence to having sex. Candace is still so stupid that she really thinks that she's better at conniving. That so we get to the jail. Benny's there, and he's trying to figure out, oh, this guy just told me I'm not under arrest, so I can go. No, you can't leave. How can I not leave if you just said I'm not under arrest? Well, we have a couple of questions. That's fine. I don't need to answer them. And he said, you know what? I'm leaving. This agent comes in, this special secret agent comes in and says, oh, we need some DNA. We need some DNA. We need to take some blood. Why? We need to take some blood because we need to prove something. Prove what? We need to, you're being investigated with connections to a terrorist attack. I looked at this like, Tyler, you can't be freaking serious. You can't be. We're going this route? Oh, you are in threat of a presidential candidate. How? Obviously, this has to do with Candace. I'm not dumb. This has to do with Candace, and Benny got, you know, wrapped up into all of this. So now we go, and because they're like, we're either going to force out of you, or you're going to give it willingly. Next thing we know, we see Candace in bed with Charles, and Charles is saying how, you know what, he's going to be a great president. He has a lot of people that he has to look out for. He isn't going to let anyone stand in his way, essentially. Again, paraphrasing the whole thing, because what matters is, don't worry about it. I'm under control. I know what I'm doing. You're the one that's about to be in trouble. Next thing we know, he calls out a name, and all the Secret Service comes out. They're like, oh, hey, and they're checking everything to see if it's bugged, to see if anyone else is there. They take her laptop, and they say, ta-da! You're under arrest. What? Under arrest. Because we need to see if you are a terrorist. What? Yeah, check her laptop. It's supposed to have connections with ISIS. Next thing I'm thinking, is, where's Oscar? Where's Oscar? Oscar gave her that laptop. So is Oscar in bed with some terrorists? Is that what's really going on? Is that why Oscar's so afraid and wants Candace to help him out? Is it? Because I need to know. Either that or the Charles is trying to go and get Candace to spill her beans to see who her connections are. Because he could be trying that angle too, because it doesn't look like Candace ends up in jail. The only person we see in jail next week is Benny. So I hope it's more so the angle of trying to see who her connection is, because sell out Oscar. Do that quick, fast, and in a hurry. I don't care. Sell him out. Sell him out. So that you can find out that your son is dead. All this stupidness and you still don't know your son is dead. I'm going to say that every episode until we find out the son is dead, we're going to have to wait until the season finale to find out that your son is dead. And you finally find out that your son is dead. Is the funeral going to happen? It's going to have to be televised for you to find out that your son is dead and you'll be in jail or something? What's going to happen? I don't know. Please like, comment, subscribe. Trash. We'll see how much longer this show has.